Hello everyone, and today we're gonna talk about tanks meta for 10.2 hierarchies and make a tier list. And I want to start with the Prot Warrior. I played quite a lot on Peter on Prot Warrior in hierarchies, 25 and above, and I will say this tank is very good damage wise, and he's also living pretty good. And if there is something to reflect in the dungeon, this tank is just like 5 heads above every other tank. Okay, first of all, Warrior's new tier set is very good. Right now on the video you can see the screenshot from the dungeon. Overall damage from the tier set is doing quite a lot. This tier set is pretty RNG on your procs, but this is not that necessary in AoE. You can check right now, this is damage from the same boss, 2 different fights. But in single target, I got like very good procs, other time it was way worse. After all the changes, this tier set became better defensive wise also, and right now you can see overall during the dungeon I had buff that reduces my damage taken by 14% average for 70-75% overall. Next tank in this video will be Guardian Druid. After all the nerfs, a lot of people don't believe in Guardian Druid anymore because they nerfed the rage generation, and this is a lot of defensives for Guardian Druid. But I feel like Guardian Druid is not dead yet, and there is a potential with a Guardian Druid, and people just need to test few more builds and different talents. I was testing Moonfire build and it looks pretty good. It is doing a bit less damage than Race on 5 targets, but it's doing way more on single target and on Cleave on 2 targets, and it's doing same or maybe even more on 8 and 10 targets. Also in this build I was taking the Earth Warden, and freeze regeneration is only 16 seconds CD. Also Alun's favored, healing a lot of overall. I made these screenshots from the dungeons before they buffed the tier set, and with the tier set buff I think damage should be even better. It should be around like 12% overall DPS and HPS from the tier set. I'm personally very big Paladin believer because it's insane how much utility and help Paladin can give to the group. I cannot imagine how hard it will be to do some dungeons like Everbloom, for example, without Prot Palace interrupts. I really like latest Paladin's tier set changes, and I think Paladin became way more powerful. Right now, my sanctification buff uptime with 5 stacks is around 31%, and this uptime was during the week when Paladin's tier set was a bit bugged and it was hard to play around it. The damage from tier set is Cleansing Flame, and it is doing from 6.5 to almost 8% overall damage, and tier set is also increasing damage from Consecration, so I think 2 or maybe even 3% from Consecration overall damage is going from the tier set. About VDH, I played some 26 keys on VDH on 4th week, and I didn't feel I was dying or taking some very high unpredictable damage, even though tier set is still not working. About utility wise, with the new sigils and all this, I think that VDH might be even better than Prot Pally, because if you saved sigils before the pack, and pack is long enough, you can even press every sigil like 3 times. Right now, I'm playing with a lot of crit, so with Demon Spikes and Sigil of Flame, I have close to 60% parry. For now, overall in the dungeon, my Sigil of Flame debuff uptime is close to 60%, even though tier set is still bugged. Without the bug on the tier set, I think it will be closer to 75%, and utility wise will be higher also, because you will get Sigil on your grip and silent sigil. The biggest disadvantage of VDH is his damage, single target mostly. Even though I'm playing with kind of full single target talents that I'm still doing I think the lowest single target damage from all of the tanks. Overall, from the dungeon, I think VDH is also doing kinda the lowest damage. Maybe damage will be higher when they will fix the tier set. About Blood Decay, the latest changes on the Blood Decay tier set were pretty good. The tier set uptime became way higher, but I don't think that Blood Decay will be meta tank for super high keys, because Blood Decay is still pretty squishy and there is a chance that Blood Decay can die from one shot. For sure, if Blood Decay is not dying from one shot, he's the strongest tank because he is just stopping himself, but I don't think this is what you want for very big keys. Also about utility, I think there are tanks which are way better in the current season. I didn't play Monk for a few years, but I will say that I'm more of a hater than a fan of Brewmaster. I was testing Brewmaster in some not that high PTR case, and it was before they fixed the Brewmaster's tier set. So when I was testing Brewmaster, he was even stronger than he is right now. And I will say in not that high case, like in 22-24, I was feeling very squishy compared to any other tank. Of course, I'm playing not that good on the class, but still keys were pretty low, I would say, and I don't think it should feel like this. Alright, to finish this video, I want to try to predict tank tier list meta for 10.2 in high keys. This is only my opinion and other good tanks may disagree with it. Meta can change by any moment with like any of the nerfs, so I will play and do weeklies on every tank and gear it up so it will be prepared. Based on what I said earlier, Warrior and Paladin are the tanks that I believe the most, but I will mark Paladin higher than Warrior because of the utility for most of the keys. I see Warrior to be a play in keys like Wakerest, where you can reflect like 2 out of 5 bosses for high Tyra, so it will be the same as this season, that people used to play Warrior in high Tyra lair. I want to put VDH higher than Blood Decay, because VDH has a lot of utility like sigils. Also potentially it's 5% magic buff if Havoc will be nerfed, while Blood Decay have like 2 grips only, 1 blind, and kinda all. Also I feel like for Blood Decay the problem is still here, that you can die from one shot. And in super high keys it might be a problem when you will touch the limits already, that you can leave like 28 for example, but in 29 or 30 it will already be death for you from the one shot and you will not have time to heal yourself with that strike. While for VDH I think the situation is a bit better, because as VDH you're healing yourself, kinda same as Blood Decay, but you have a lot of parry and you have a bit more mitigation. So I feel like VDH will feel every kill level higher less than Blood Decay because of the mitigation. About Guardian, I will say that he's worse than every other tank that is above, but he has a potential. He's still very tanky while he's in Incarn. Probably will pull like 2 packs in one instead of playing it one by one on other tanks. So it can save a bit of time. Also it's like 3% burst, that is very good, and probably it's like 30k overall damage that you can add to Guardian. But I will say that without Incarn, Guardian is not that tanky anymore because of the rage generation. Also utility wise is less than other tanks, so probably it's like in the good potential only for now, probably for the end of the season. About Monk there is not much things what I can still say and mark, because I already said kinda everything. Utility wise, I will say that he brings less than other tanks, but I'm pretty sure there will be good brewmasters who will make it work in high keys. Okay, that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube channel and also on my Twitch channel.